Hey yo, what is up FPG fam? Further here and welcome back to another Zenless Zone Zero video. So really quickly before we hop into it, a massive happy new year's to you. As of this recording and uploading of this video, it is officially 2025, so I hope this year is your best one yet. Now with that being said, what I wanted to go ahead and talk about and discuss in today's video is power creep in Zenless Zone Zero, and more specifically as it pertains to Miyabi, because she is obviously what people are considering power creep in the game now because of what she did to Ellen Joe, rest in peace, but also with the new patch 1.4 and what we're going to be getting in the future with 1.5 and things of that nature. So I wanted to go ahead and hop on this discussion because I've been seeing a lot of people talk about this in the community. Wanted to give my 2 cents because I believe there is power creep with Miyabi, but I just think it's a little bit different than what people have been discussing, or at least I haven't seen people talk about what I'm going to talk about enough when it comes to this character in particular. So let me know your thoughts, let me know your opinions. Let's go ahead and hop into it. So I do think Miyabi is power creep within Zenless Zone Zero. Don't get that mistaken. I believe she epitomizes what new Zenless Zone Zero feels like, and I mentioned this before with patch 1.4. Felt like a whole new Zenless Zone Zero, and I feel like Miyabi epitomizes that new Zenless Zone Zero in terms of the way she feels to play and how strong she is as well. Now, her strength alone does make her the best character in the game, bar none, hands down. But I don't think that's necessarily what makes her power creep, because she is strong, but that doesn't mean that there aren't characters that are, you know, very close to her strength in terms of how much damage they can do. What I think really makes Miyabi power creep in this game is what she's able to do. So let me go ahead and elaborate. The first thing that I did want to go ahead and talk about is her iframes. Miyabi has iframes on so many different parts of her kit that a lot of other characters do not have within this game, or the luxury that Miyabi has within this game. She has iframes on her skill. So if you could do her EX skill, she has iframes there. She has iframes obviously on her hold here. It's just, there's so many different iframes that she has, and that comes equipped with this incredible dash that I don't see enough people talk about. Her iframes in tandem with this dash is actually very, very good in my opinion, and I don't see it being utilized enough. Not just to be able to close the gap on enemies, which is something that you certainly can do, but to definitely close the distance and to be able to reposition is one of the best aspects of this dash, and to be able to dodge very, very quickly, obviously. So I think that is one aspect that makes her power creep. She has these things within her kit that no other character does. Then the other thing that I think makes her power creep as well is her AoE. She, for a melee character, if you look at the roster currently for melee characters, there is no other melee character that has as much AoE as Miyabi does. At least I don't believe so. Not that I can remember. She has AoE within her basic attack that can hit multiple enemies. She has obviously AoE within her EX skill again. She has AoE within her hold, whether it be the full one or even the third one or second one. There's AoE here. She's able to snipe enemies from far away with that, with both the hold being fully stacked, and with this one she's able to snipe enemies from a distance. And then of course with her ultimate, she has AoE here, and then of course her chain attack as well, right? There's just AoE all over this kit, and it makes her incredibly strong in that aspect as a melee character, meaning she's able to hit multiple enemies. She's able to also group them up. So that was the other thing that I did want to talk about. Miyabi is complete as a character, and why she could do solo runs really well. She has the iframes, she has the damage, she has the AoE, and then she has CC. She's able to group enemies with her skill right here. That skill actually pulls enemies together, and now you're able to then just, you know, gun them down with your ultimate, with your big, you know, full Getsuga Tensho. You're able to then go straight into this. You know, it's absolutely insane. So once you start to pull all these things together, it makes Miyabi very oppressive and incredibly strong. That's what makes her the best character in the game, and I think is what makes her power creep. So you go ahead and you do your skill, iframes, AoE, you go into your ultimate, iframes, AoE all over the place, and then you go right into your big Getsuga Tensho slash all over the place Virgil, AoE, iframes all over the place, and then you can dash around and then kind of rinse and repeat, right? And what really made her incredibly strong as well, and I think it was a smart play by the developers, is to go ahead and allow other disorders and anomaly buildup to be able to affect her stacks. I think if that wasn't the case, you know, she wouldn't be as strong, but because of that reason, it leads to Miyabi being able to get her stacks incredibly quick, and it not be a burden to get them. So all in all, Miyabi is power creep. That is 100%. But I don't think it's just on strength alone and power. I think it is a culmination of her having incredible iframes all over the place, having AoE on everything that she does essentially, and being able to have CC grouping of enemies, so that way she can then just mow them down with all of her abilities. She is just, once again, she epitomizes new Zenless Zone Zero, and I believe her having all those things within her kit is going to make her extremely valuable for a very long time. I'm just interested to see how new characters release and if they come equipped with these things as well, or if this is just a Miyabi Void Hunter thing. But I'm interested to see what you guys have to say down in the comments below. I'm interested to see your opinions on the matter, if you think Miyabi is power creep, because she definitely made Ellen null and void. If you take a look at Ellen's kit, the iframes are not there really, except if you do her full, you know, EX special. I believe that does have iframes on it, and I believe that's the only real area where she can hit multiple enemies as a decent AoE. I know her ultimate, she could definitely do that, and then within her hold, she could definitely do that, her hold attack, but it's just not to the degree of Miyabi. It's, you know, it's a watered down Miyabi, and so the way you play Ellen is just a little bit more cumbersome, and it takes a little bit more than Miyabi does, and you can see that just on how you play her. And a lot of people, for me personally, I just was never a big fan of how Ellen played because of the way you had to get her stacks, which once again, the way you get her stacks is far worse than the way you can get Miyabi stacks. So it looks like they took the worst parts of Ellen and made sure that Miyabi had none of that. It just almost like Blade, right? All the pros, none of the cons, if you get that reference. So it's very interesting how they took a very similar kit and just completely upgraded that to make a character that is strong and fun to use and very easy to pick up and has all the intangibles that you would want in a character, especially a katana melee character. Where most of them, if you take a look at like Soldier 11, could really with her normal attacks only hit 1, maybe 2 enemies if they're very close together, where Miyabi can hit 4, 5, 6 enemies that are spread out throughout the entire map, just because her AoE is so large, and then she can group them up if she needs to. It's absolutely insane, and then you don't get hit that often because of her iframes. She is power creep. She really is. If anybody says otherwise, they're just not right. And when it comes, once again, when it comes to power creep, it's just not the damage, it's the intangibles, it's the kit as a whole that makes her power creep. Once again, there's a lot of characters that can rival her. Okay, rival may be a strong word, that are, you know, relatively close in terms of strength and damage, but it's the other intangibles that come within her kit that makes her power creep. But anyways, that is what I wanted to go and talk about today. Once again, it's just a discussion video that I want to get with you guys. Let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comments below, and I'm going to get on out of here. Remember to stand out, be different, have fun, go further beyond in everything that you do. My name's Cody. You call me further. I'll see you in the next one. Bye, guys.